I know this isn't a popular maybe position with a lot of people, especially for a lot of people that have it all figured out and have their lives together. But I actually think that doubt is actually a part of an authentic journey of following Jesus. I actually think that doubt is part of our story as people who follow Jesus. And I do not think it's a mistake that right after, you got to think with me, right after Jesus has been risen from the dead, that people, those that are close to him, are already starting to doubt him. That this is actually part of the story. And doubt has in many ways, if you just think through our particular story in the Western church, doubt has been extinguished from Western evangelicalism. And I think one of the things that's happened right now is we live in the wake of a church that hasn't embraced doubt very well. I don't know if you know this, but people have walked away from the church in droves, and there's all sorts of studies. And we've even shared, even in the Canadian context, people walking away from God, the gospel, and the church in droves in our country. And I think for many that the reason for that is because there's been no wiggle room to ask questions and to bring our doubts to God. And I just think we all need to think through this. Think about it. If Jesus' closest followers had these particular thoughts and feelings right after his resurrection, don't you think that 2,000 years later, with the chasm that we have between that moment and now, with Jesus actually not here in flesh and blood like he was with his disciples, don't you think that would lead us to at least a little bit of opportunity to ask some questions and bring our doubts before God? I do. I think if Jesus' own friends are kind of doubting his existence after his death, I think there should be lots of room for us as the church to lean into this story at this time, which is filled obviously with hope that Jesus shows up, but that also there'd be room in our lives to bring our questions and our doubts.